webinar series, and the milestone is 2,485. 905 webinars in last 365 days. And this is the achievement of your greatness, kindness, mentorship, and blessings, due to which we are able to continue this journey into infinite. Thank you, Amarjeet sir. Thank you very much. Today, we would like to welcome you all on behalf, welcome you, sir. Really, sir, great. First of all, I would like to congratulate you and communicate my gratitude with regards. Excellent event organized by you for Yoga Day celebration, UN Yoga Day celebration on 17th, and I was the evidence of that. So, your Sutradhar, it means you are the Sutradhar who has united all parties really at one place for benefit of our society through traditional medicines. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Today, I would like to communicate my congratulations to you for International Yoga Day. Today is 21st June, and we are celebrating International Yoga Day. And inaugurator, I am very fortunate that we have inaugurator like you, a dignitary in UK from all party parliamentary group for traditional medicine and Ayurveda Center of Excellence. I am really grateful again, sir, and would like to invite you to communicate your sentiments and concepts about status of yoga in UK at present, and what is the future of yoga in your opinion, sir. Now stage is yours, sir. Welcome again.
Ambassador Sharma ji, namaskar. So it's a wonderful day. The whole world is celebrating International Yoga Day today. Today is the 11th anniversary, as we all know. And the gratitude and great thankfulness goes to the Prime Minister of India, Shri Modi ji, for making this happen. And also, as you know, you have very kindly, took our invitation to come to the United Kingdom, and you are conducting this program, this very program here in the UK. And so first thing is that, during the International Yoga Day celebrations in the Houses of Parliament, which we are doing continuously for the 11th year, that during the time when you spoke at the, so we were very happy to welcome you and to listen to your wise words of wisdom. And you started exactly your speech, with mantra, reciting a mantra. And that is the most beautiful thing, because a lot of people have contacted me and they have said that, where is this, they were just overwhelmed, to hear your such a magnificent voice, and such a power and the glory that you have in your voice. And I think you should really, one session at some time in the future, in keeping in line with the traditional sciences of India, which is, as you know, it's Ayurveda and Yoga, of course, and Jyotish and Vastu and Sangeetam, yeah, and also known as Gandharva. And one day we should actually have a program of all the classical musicals, people from around the world, expressing their joy and the healing music originally that came from India. So it was indeed an absolute pleasure, for us to have you here in the UK Parliament. And as you know, for the last 10 years, the idea really is that what is it that we can do here in the country that we've adopted, where we are living, that we can make, Indian traditional sciences part of natural medicine here in the UK. And so so we have been working, we have, first of all, we set up. So the story began, back in 2009, when, we got to learn that there was a imminent directive coming from the European Parliament to annihilate all traditional medicine activity in the European Union. And that directive was called THMPD 2004. And it was really, from there, the journey started to galvanize, what we have here in the UK and how do we protect the choice of freedom for people to, have access to natural health. And so then we got a petition signed for over 1 million people, which basically demanded the UK government to give us our freedom of choice for traditional sciences and Ayurveda. And then from there on, then we set up the old party parliamentary group on Indian traditional sciences, which, as of course, you, when you were there in the parliament last Tuesday, you witnessed that we had over half a dozen members of parliament who were coming from different parties, from different political parties. But here, in that sense, we are very united when it comes to the objective of what are the opportunities, what are the possibilities of bringing legitimization to Indian traditional sciences. And at least, the group that we have in the UK, political group, at least they are united in that sense. So we have Labour members of Parliament, Conservative and Liberal Democrats. So they are very united in this aspect. And we have been, coordinating Pacific meetings, with the scholars and academics in the world of yoga and Ayurveda separately, and Jyotish also, and Gandharv music also, from time to time over the last 10 years. And it's been a very interesting journey for me, and a journey that I think only very few people have the opportunity, to conduct, something like bringing in um, a a completely new thought in the government process, to make them understand that there should be um, 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 legitimization, for complementary or natural medicine. Some people also call it alternative medicine. जैसे हमारे इंडिया में है, and because we are, back in India, like Prime Minister Modi ji says that, Ayurveda and yoga are the gift from Bharat to the world. And that is so very much right. And we have all these sciences being practiced, throughout the Union of India. But that is not the case here in Western Europe. It's not the case. And so with the idea, behind what we have been doing over the last 10 years is to promote Ayurveda and promote yoga in such a way that the Western people understand it easy, um, from a perspective of its opportunities that it gives, from a perspective of health. And so over the years, we have seen now, as you know, when you were there with us on Tuesday, our one of our senior MPs, who's a very powerful member of parliament here in the UK. He's the chairman of what is known as the 1922 committee in the Conservative Party, and it is that committee that actually selects their new leader. whenever there is a race for new leadership. And so Bob Blackman is the chairman of that 1922 very powerful committee. And so he so very rightly expressed his thoughts. And he has also been, if I may say, our co-chair, the co-chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Indian Traditional Sciences up until the last general election in the UK. And so he very categorically, as you know, he said that, yoga is now part of the National Health Service. And, what a brilliant way to come to some, because, whatever you start has to finish, and I'm now very happy that, all this hard work on the ground that we have had the privilege to do over the last 10 years, it is coming to some understanding, some fruition. And so yoga is now much more widely acceptable here in the UK. And also, at this stage, I'd like to say that, back, I think it was 20. Do you remember when Shri Swamiji, he did a very big program in Delhi? You remember what year that was? Any idea?
No, sir.
Mm, I think it was, I think it was about 10 years ago. And during that period, I also had the privilege to take a delegation of UK MPs to India. And so we had meetings there with Ayush Minister and the Irish AYUSH team. And so part of our objective was to basically, ask the Indian authorities, the Indian government, so that they should bring in a national curriculum or indeed an international curriculum for yoga. Because there are so many, I mean, the classical yoga that we have is from the Patanjali Sutras. And obviously, there are a lot of different, systems that have evolved recently. And what we need to understand from here is that yoga has actually become a $3 trillion industry worldwide. And what we must not forget, that irrespective of the fact that whether yoga has become a $3 trillion industry or $50 trillion industry, is that we must not lose, its spiritual essence. So yoga must not just be about wearing certain types of tight clothes and people recommending that you can only do yoga on a coconut mat, and doing all these things, and you need to drink water from certain pots. And so we mustn't take the focus of a person and away from the essence of yoga, no? And yoga, as you know, I mean, in my humble thinking, yoga starts where Ayurveda finishes. And Ayurveda does never finish anyway. And so yoga is really, if we can look at the human concept. So Ayurveda is for the body, yoga actually is for the mind. Yeah. And so the idea behind this is that we need to understand what is it that we need. It doesn't matter whether we are here in London or in Glasgow or in Bhopal or in Tokyo. Do we need to be in a state of uh, um, so the ultimate thing, that yoga actually teaches us, to be state of stillness, or to be in state of silence. So many people's journeys stop at being at silence. So silence, if we want to do yoga, we can do that here now. We switch everything off, the mobile phones and everything, and it's silent. But that is not yoga. Yoga is to be in the state of stillness, when there is nothing, when the mind is still, when the mind is not jumping from one tree to another. And so these are all the aspects, because until there is this spiritual connotation attached to yoga, and it doesn't matter. I mean, there are so many gurujis from India, who are promoting yoga, and they're coming, also to the UK and the West and the United States, and promoting, their version of what they think their yoga is, and many other schools of thought. But in essence, that's where we have to be careful, is that we don't lose its spiritual identity. And unfortunately, when people start talking about, it becoming an industry, which is valued at a certain figure, then I think that, things, really, we need to take a step back and look at where we're going with all this. And so to expand and carry on, we have a very um, important ashram in Germany, and they have been working. The founder of this ashram is devotee of Shivananda. He set up this ashram for the last 30 years, and working hard. And now I think he has like 4 major ashrams in Germany and 200 schools where Shivananda Yoga is taught in Germany. And not only in Germany, because in German-speaking Central Europe, so Austria, Switzerland, and adjoining countries. So, Pavanji, what has happened is that there so they have I think at one stage, hopefully, I would like you to find time and visit this ashram. It is the biggest ashram in the world. It used to be an old hospital, which the government of Germany sold. And so the people who are running this ashram in Germany, they somehow happen to buy this. And so they have almost like 1,000 rooms, 1,000 rooms. Each room is busy every day, whether, recitation of mantras or, kirtan or puja or yoga. I mean, every room is busy every day. And so they have a system, like what we used to have. It's a bit like a gurukul. And so people would come and they would give their time, to do some cleaning, some volunteering, to help in the kitchen, and all those sort of things. And in lieu of that, they would get training, for Shivananda Yoga. And so what the story is that after these 2 German women, young women, came to the ashram, after 6 months when they left, they sued the ashram. They took the ashram to the court. And by saying to the authorities that we went there, and first of all, we didn't get paid for our time and what we were doing there. And secondly, they never taught us anything to do with the religion, the Hindu religion, because it was just really all about yoga. And so the ashram was put in a very difficult predicament, where it has to prove itself that, we are a Hindu organization. And I think this is really something that, we all need to consider. We need to think this through properly, because if there is no baseline, if we don't have a common denominator, which is Sanatan Dharma, then it doesn't matter how much yoga you practice, doesn't matter how much Ayurveda you do, doesn't matter what you do. In the eyes of the world, these will all become individual entities, and they will ultimately, they will a time will come, there will be a divorce between them. So we have to understand, more importantly, people who are practicing these sciences outside India, that first of all, we have to accept that our foundation to all this is Sanatan Dharma. Whether we, how we understand this. The basic education, the curriculum for yoga, the curriculum for Ayurveda must have that fundamental component of Sanatan Dharma as the basic value on which the whole universe stands. And it is because, I say this because the ashram people in Germany have had over the last, I think this happened during the time of COVID, and for 6 years now, and relentlessly, the ashram is in the courts. Every after every hearing, they are re-invited to the court because nothing is being sorted out, and the German authorities are saying that um, that I mean, you don't, when the volunteers come to you, so ashram calls them sevakas, yeah. So when your sevakas come to you, you don't take anything in writing from them to say that, okay, we are now here and we're going to spend our time in this ashram, and so therefore we want to basically, whatever their religious affiliation is, to whatever faith they belong, so they're going to give up that faith and adhere to a new faith. You see, this is a little bit difficult, perhaps, for Indian mind, to understand, because for us, it doesn't matter, whether you are a devotee of Guru Nanak or you're a devotee of Bhagwan Shri Krishna or of our Ma Durga. We go to all ashrams, we go to all temples, and it's inherent, it's part of our structure, yeah. But here in the West, the issue is that as far as the courts are concerned, yeah, so we're looking at the legal aspect of all this, is that the courts are saying, to the owners, of the ashram, is that you have all these people coming in. So over the last 30 years, they've probably trained, 50,000 people to become yoga scholars, yoga student, practitioners. They are saying that, first of all, you are not recognized because Hinduism is not recognized in Germany. And when you don't have our platform, which is not recognized, and it doesn't matter what structure you put on there, that will have no recognition. And so therefore now the courts are saying to the yoga ashram, yeah, is that because you are not a legal entity, yeah, so therefore these people who have come through your doors over the last 30 years, they could not have worked for you for free as volunteers. So you have to pay them basic minimum wage, and you have to pay their social security, their insurance to the government. And their bill is something like 20 million euros. And just on the premise, because those two ladies, German ladies, sued the yoga ashram to say to the judge that we went there, but we never were taught anything about Hindu religion. And so yoga ashram people are saying, no, we are getting up in the morning, we're doing our puja in the morning, and we're doing our arti in the morning. And so rightly so. I have actually been to this ashram many times because I have the pleasure of teaching there. Over the last few years, I've gone there, so I know the whole situation. And they have havans, yagnas, and they have mantra reciting, they have kirtan, they have, the food is, cooked, according to, our tradition. Puja is offered. And you can't walk in the ashram, with your leather shoes. You can't wear leather belts. It's a really brilliant ashram, and it is so fantastic that the situation has gone to a stage where, if the yoga ashram people don't come up, with this sort of money, I mean, 20 million euros, is almost, where are they going to find the money? You know? So I think we also, our authorities in India, I go back to India because that's our mother. They have to take, they have to take this situation seriously and think that, okay, it's to do yoga, in India at a park in Calcutta on yoga day. So you have 10,000 people sitting, and you have 5,000 people sitting in Amritsar, and you have whatever people sitting in all different parts of India. It doesn't matter. But so this is the work, uh, Sharmaji, that I have been trying to do, is to make the government here in the UK to understand that the legitimacy of Ayurveda. So it is not just a, so I don't want them to think कि हाँ ये कोई exercise program है. We don't want to think of, and so that they say, and so you see, it's very easy. On the other hand, so when you go to any Western institution, or even an individual who's teaching yoga, and so this lady, typically sort of an European lady, has learned some yoga, at some retreat in India. She's gone to India for, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, and she's learned something and come back, to UK or to Germany or Switzerland or whatever Western country. And then, they will perhaps put a small uh, depiction of Ganesh somewhere, yeah, and maybe a little statue of Buddha, and some information on chakras on a wall, and they start teaching and start making money. Those very people have no fundamental ideas. They have no, because Hinduism is not taught. Even when people go from the UK, or people go from from Europe or the Western world, they go to these institutions in India, but there is no teaching of our principles, of Sanatan Dharma or Hinduism. So they are taught a certain, yoga, and that's it. And they think that they will learn this and come back and start making money. Because the philosophy of Hinduism is not in the core curriculum. So I think the world has to wake up. The world has to wake up, and more importantly, India has to wake up, and they have to make sure that the curriculum of, doesn't matter what yoga it is, whether it is being taught by a particular guru, or it is taught by, I think after our visit to India, all those years ago, and I believe what happened was that Dr. Nagendraji from the University of S. Vyasa, took up some initiative, to bring yoga into a sort of a national um, structure in India. But I still feel that we are still a little shy away from actually producing a curriculum that is, that has the components, the basic principal components of our Sanatan Dharma, how it all started, and the place of Patanjali into this, and then the place of asanas and education. Unless we don't do this, people will learn whatever they can because they want to just do this for themselves, as a, for their personal development. And then they feel, okay, time has come, we can make some money out of this. And they're running into a problem. We are running into a problem where, on one hand, it's good, to do some exercise and tell people that, you should do this, but at the same time, legally, um, unless the governments around the world don't really understand the attachment of yoga with Sanatan Dharma, it's not going to make it happen. It's not going to work. So you rent Germany, fifth, sixth largest economy in the world, don't recognize the value of Hinduism, don't have recognize the value of yoga, in Hinduism. And this is the same problem, when it comes to Ayurveda, because we are failing the world to understand that we cannot divorce Ayurveda and yoga from our Vedas. We can't do that. But where is the knowledge? When you go to an Ayurvedic doctor or a yoga practitioner, what knowledge do they have about Sanatana Dharma? So that is a missing link. So I'm very glad that you've given me this humble opportunity to bring this across, so that I can share some of my very serious concerns on a day when we are celebrating International Yoga Day. But we are speaking as our family through your wonderful platform, a platform that exists to talk about and to have debates and problems that our sciences are still facing. So it's really wonderful that so much work is being done by Prime Minister Modi in India to really promote the spiritual sciences of India. But there has to be the people who are engaged in policy making should understand that there should be one international curriculum for yoga. I think we should start with that. Then there are enough people in India and outside India, and there are so many now. We have a situation, so it could be any Western country. So somebody, they've learned some yoga from a Guruji in India. They've actually come here and they are gurus themselves. And I mean, there's nothing, please don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that, do they have the sufficient depth of knowledge on one of a yoga, which is just an aspect of, our dharma? And if they are not able to understand this, then how can they explain this to their government? And this is where the situation has failed miserably. I was in touch with the ashram authorities, I think only about a week, 10 days ago, and they are in a very problematic situation where they will not be able to carry on with this ashram, which has been there for the last 30 years. So what is going to happen? What to do? And so I hope, through, some of your contacts that you have and some ideas, and some other people who are listening to this podcast will try and, focus on this and see how do we go about. Because if we don't have, secondly, if we don't have a curriculum with the value of our masters and our avatars, who created the whole concept, and this will get out of our hands and it'll just become an international thing, in the sense that people now, from what I can see, want to lose the traditional value of yoga, because they just want to. It's If you go to some countries and they say, yes, you can do yoga here, but yoga is a dance. So there are dancing schools, around some of these countries, and you're okay to do yoga as long as it's registered as a dance. Is that what we want? So the thinking, has to, we have to start, thinking horizontally and obviously vertical, so that, our authorities in Bharat, that they do really understand, all the situation, all the pitfalls that that the art, the science itself is facing. It is not individual people is okay, they say, oh, this is very good. Today here in London, there are so many institutions, so many temples and clubs, who will be celebrating, yoga, exercise out in the field. Yeah. But I think what is fundamentally absolutely important is yoga has to be promoted as a Hindu value. That is its basic premise. You cannot take Hinduism out of yoga. You can't say, oh, no, no, it's nothing to do, with any god. And it's just an exercise regime. No, yoga has to retain its spirituality. And because if we don't do that, then in a country like Germany, they'll say, okay, well, you're not doing there's no, a person who comes to do yoga, and if that person doesn't accept Hinduism, it cannot be yoga. So they are saying that, the people who come to you to learn yoga, and I mean, mostly, people living in these countries, as you know yourself, their home religion is Christianity. Yeah. So, so the legal people are saying that, if you are a Christian and you want to start learning yoga, have you given up Christianity to become a Hindu? You see, we don't think like that,
No,
but these people think like that. So either we have to make it in some sort of a comparison. Okay, if you want to come to my temple where I'm going to teach you yoga, first you have to write, I don't have any other faith. I don't belong to any faith, and my new faith is Hinduism, and so therefore I can teach you safely. I can teach you yoga. I can teach you mantras. I can teach you puja. I can teach you, um, our scriptures. But we don't do that. And wo keh rahe hai, and they are saying that how can you teach, how can yoga be a Hindu practice if you are teaching that to a Christian? So there are some serious issues, serious problems, and it's somebody has to, back in India, they have to start thinking about this. And I feel that unless and until there isn't a policing authority, created by India, it has to be a government initiative. It cannot be a private initiative. And then, an authority. There are authorities for everything we do. Now in India, you see, you have so many authorities, and they are, looking after certain sectors. We have to have an authority on this. And so it can make life a lot more easier. And here you saw, here in the UK, last Tuesday, and and uh, and this is a fight. It's not just a question of bringing all the stakeholders together. You saw how many different people we had at our program. We had all the different parliamentarians there, and we had the government there. But the thing is that you either you have people who are dedicated and passionate, as I think I am, so that they can do this in their countries, or there is a national, international drive made by the government of India, and so that they are also then, you know, sending this information to their own, excuse me, so that they're also sending this information to their embassies. And the Indian ambassadors are then much more better equipped to say to the countries where they're operating that these are our values. This is our basic fundamental platform for yoga, and this is what is being taught, and so there has to, and I think unless this does not happen, yoga will, lose its tradition, its spirituality, and it will just become an exercise regime. And that is what the institutions outside India will want to see. You see, in India, when, for example, changing the subject, um, when the election time comes and then, all the political parties are rallying for sport to get into power. And then we hear about so many things, that are working against Bharat. So many individuals and so many organizations and so many countries, and to destabilize India. And so it's the same situation when it comes to Ayurveda, when it comes to yoga, because the very institutions, the very countries where we are living outside India, those institutions don't want that traditional recognition. They don't want that traditional recognition of Ayurveda to be a medicine system, of and yoga to be in the same situation. So, in order to understand this properly, we have to legitimize yoga and Ayurveda and all Indian traditional sciences first, fundamentally, that they are Hindu practices. We must not shy away from that. What is wrong, for people to understand that, and essentially they are all Hindu practices. They are not, any other religion. I mean, Sikhism is part of Hinduism, so that's not an issue. Jainism is part of Hinduism. These are all sister religions, so that's not the issue. We are talking about countries which are Abrahamic. And so we must not shy away, oh no, this is just an exercise. And first of all, Indian gurus, who are making millions of dollars, out of yoga, first they have to say to their devotees that
Yes.
this is a Hindu practice. Yeah. So that's really, I hope, you have obviously, taken on board some of my very serious concerns. And these are the things that we don't never really talk about, because everybody will come to your platform and say, Hanji Guruji, aapne bahut kripa ki hai. You are doing wonderful job, Dr. Sharma. You are doing this and we are doing this in Switzerland. We are doing this in Stockholm. I'm doing this here. To pride themselves, that there are two ways of looking at this, and so from my humble perspective, the I is looking at the core value, jara plant, jara seed hai, na? And if we don't get this right, then in this amazing age of Kali Yuga, which is destined, to annihilate, for every dharmic value that we have, then everybody can carry on. And then, but India should not join this journey, because if there's anyone who can who can fight, because our culture is the only culture that understands Kali Yuga.
Very right, yes.
That's it. So,
Thank you. Thank
so
you, sir. Mesmerizing concept, sir. Mesmerizing concept. Salute to you. Yes, you were about to tell something, sir.
no, I
Sorry
was
for
just saying that I hope that, in my enthusiasm and in my passion, that, the question you asked me, or that I was able to answer you in the most truest way, and not in a fabricated way. Yes, aap fikr mat kijiye. Yoga will grow. Yoga is okay. And we are doing very good. We are celebrating yoga in the parliament. We are doing this in the parliament. We are doing that. But there has to be, what are we doing? What are we trying to achieve? And if our curriculum is not right, our basic value is not right, then वो गल नहीं बनेगी. We won't be able to make it.
Very right, sir. Very right, sir.
And India, the Gurujis in India, there are obviously a land of many gurus. And there are gurus who will say that I don't need quantity, I need quality. And
Mm.
I think we have to come to that consensus that yoga is about quality and not quantity.
At present, focus is on quantity only, quality, no quality.
So, many people go, and as I was saying, earlier, you go to India, learn something about Ayurveda, learn something about yoga, come back, and they say, okay, oh, yeah, I think, this is good idea. This is a very good tongue scraper. And this tongue scraper is made from tungsten or is made from copper. And so the whole, you see, the mind is made to evaluate कि हाँ मैं पैसे कैसे बना, how am I going to make money out of this?
Marketing, only marketing, sir.
Only marketing.
Right, sir.
So
So,
that I think, India needs to sit. India seriously needs to first sit with all the Indian gurus, yeah. Need to bring all the gurus, and instead of giving them Padma Shri and this Shri and that Shri, they need to bring them together and sit down and say, "Ki haan, this is what we want to do, and this is how we want your help to promote authentic classical yoga throughout the world."
very right. So,
But
if you kindly
Indian,
permit, sir, I would like to communicate my sentiment on your concept. Really,
no.
sir, great. Sir, our Sanatan Dharma, Dharyati iti Dharma. What taught teach us discipline, what teach us the way of living, that is Dharma. Dharma is not a separate entity, but Dharma is Dharma, and Manav Dharma, humanity, we say that is the best out of all, number one. Our Sanatan Dharma starts right from the beginning of life, beginning of human life. This Holy Jesus Christ era is being considered, according to my knowledge, that it is from 4 to 6 BC, and after 30 AD, it was really a great miracle that followers have been increased of Christianity. If we talk about Islam, Islam starts with the birth of Prophet Muhammad in 570 CE and up to 632 CE. And then so many religions. Religions means what? If a leader is there, if a saint is there, prophet is there, and who has the mesmerism and control over his mind, he can create followers like Swami Shivananda ji. After 200 century, Shivananda Dharma can also be there, sir. Buddha, Jainism, your Vaheguru, Sikh Dharma. So many branches of Sanatan Dharma is there, but Dharma is only one, Sanatan. Sanatan means it was existed, it is existing, and it will be existed up to the end of the era that we call Pralaya. Everything will go on water, but dharma will be there. Because dharma is only the discipline. Dharma teaches us to control over our mind and keep ourselves in one self-controlled discipline. So your sentiments are great that our saints, our prophets should be more Hindu than the others. Yoga is not exercise, sir. But now, unfortunately, it is being marketed as hot yoga, water yoga, aerobic yoga, dance yoga, Zumba yoga, so many varieties without any permission. Because they have mesmerism and they can create their followers. In India, it started generally, internationally with Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. Today is Yoga Day, so I am focusing on yoga more. So Maharshi Mahesh Yogi started to take yoga experts and doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, both in approximately 78 countries at that time before 40 years. Then Acharya Rajneesh came. Acharya Rajneesh started a new variety of yoga and established a city also in USA. Then in modern age, Sri Ravi Shankar is there, who focused on his Sudarshan Kriya. Shivananda ji is there. His way of yoga is different. And so many gurus have started their own marketing in own branding. This branding is harmful for yoga because gradually it lost Hinduism out of this. You are great, sir. Your sentiments are great. That it should be entangled, it should be included with the yoga as our discipline and dharma says. Regarding Ayurveda and yoga, sir, my humble submission is that Ayurveda has Ashtanga Ayurveda. In Ashtanga Ayurveda, one Swasthavrat is also there, family hygiene, which contains yoga and naturopathy. So yoga is not different, naturopathy is not different. These are the parts of yoga. But at present, due to egoistic and very selective mind of persons, as these two pathies, naturopathy and yoga, have no medicine for internal administration. So people have accepted it because they can doubt on the medicine, but they can't doubt on the physical part of this. So our Ayurveda Panchakarma has been converted to Panchakarma Center. Panchakarma Center has been converted to Massage Center, and yoga has been branded to different varieties of yoga which is not suitable. Ayurveda Panchakarma is not only massage. Right from Snehan, Swedan, Vaman, Virechan, Vasti, Asthapan, Niro Vasti, these all sets of physical therapies is called Panchkarma. But unfortunately, now Panchkarma Center, everybody is taking it easy. Oh, massage, relaxation, that means finish. That Panchkarma is finished up to the massage. And now yoga is finished up to the exercise. Yoga has lost its essence of Hinduism, no doubt, because yoga starts from prayer. It ends up to the prayer. As our Shastri says, Panini, in our Sanatan Dharma, three identities are there: Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Brahma for birth, Vishnu for maintenance, and Mahesh for the destruction of the world, destruction or the rebirth. So, in these three, in our tradition, Devata means everybody says you have so many devatas. How can we? And Devata means who has the power to give. Devata. Bhagwan is one, Supreme, Adi Shiva, whoever, that is Nirakar, Nirguna, no shape, no size, and that is available in all the animals, all the human beings, in each and every cell. That is called Supreme Power, Bhagwan, Adi Shiva. And Devata means Elon Musk, Donald Trump, your Britain's Prime Minister. They have power to give to anybody. If anybody is requesting, they are ready to give. Okay, take it. So Sanatan Dharma is very vast, number one, existed right up to the beginning of life, and it will be existing up to the end of every life in the world. So Hinduism must be preferred, Sanatan Dharma must be preferred, and in these Sanatan Dharma, we have so many saints like our 10 gurus of Sikh Dharma, Buddha, Mahavir Swami. They are prophets. They have selected a way of life different from others. Previously, it is called, sir, not in my eyes, that two main groups were there: Shaiva and Vaishnav. Shiv generally prays to the Lord Shiva, and Vaishnav means Vishnu. Everybody is different. Vishnu has a set of puja methods. Four times bhog will be there, four times dress change will be there, and Shiva is simplest religion. So, Shiva, only one lota water on Shiv. So, Shiv and Vaishnav previously they were egoistic and they were fighting with each other, like Catholic and Protestant. That was there. But in means the miracle of our saints like Tulsidas ji, Valmiki ji made them together. So now we are praying Shiva also, we are praying Mataji also, we are praying Vishnu also. We have so many devatas, anyone can focus on them. Ayurveda, Ayurveda starts with the Hinduism, sir, Sanskrit or Hinduism. Sanskrit is the mother language of all languages, and it starts from the prayer. Prayer means to focus. Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpa mastu. My mind should be focused, must be focused to get something from the divine supreme power. So Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpa mastu. In Shiva Puja, नमस्तुरुद्रेभ्यो ये दिव्य येषां वर्तमिकवात्तेभ्यो दश प्राची दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीची दशोदीची दशोत्वा they have focused on prayer of everybody in the world. Vasudeva Kutumbakam is the principle of our Sanatan Dharma. That doesn't mean that intruder can destroy our Hinduism in name of marketing. That is also, your sentiments are great. Yoga gurus and yoga experts must learn Hinduism. It is definitely essential for their career, their life, their mesmerism, and their aura. So, Sanatan Dharma is Sanatan Dharma, sir. Second thing, Ayurveda and yoga. Unwantedly, criticism has been done because Ayurveda has yoga as its part. Maybe their expertise, Rasa Shastra, if we can say alchemy, that came after 7th century. That surgery was ultimate right from the beginning. Previously, so many kings were there, they were fighting with each other, and our surgery was so much developed that we were using gold, silver, copper instruments to treat them. Daily war was there. Today, in this Riyasat war is there. Tomorrow, that Riyasat is approaching, encroaching other state. So, surgery was also developed. Like this, yoga is also developed in Ayurveda. Number one. Now, we have selected non-invasive therapy, non-administrative therapy. So, yoga and naturopathy are flourished in comparison to Ayurvedic medicine. Because on medicine, public will doubt, oh, it will work or not. But exercise, we are going to gym, we can go to yoga center. Like that Panchkarma. On Panchkarma, they have doubt, but on massage, they don't have any doubt. Panchkarma center, okay, Panchkarma will have some bad effect also, but I am going to massage center, that will give me relaxation. Unfortunately, massage is also harmful for some diseases, sir. If the fracture is there, we can't massage. If a dislocation is there, we have to be selected as selectively focused on massage, like small massage or that massage. But in your pretense, sir, really I appreciate you. I congratulate you and communicate my regards for giving me some man. You have done a great thing, which is necessary in India also. Our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji are trying to do it. Sarva Party Sammelan, all party parliament group in our Sansad, that is there, all party coalition is there, which generally can't concentrate or can't unanimously focus on one item. Everywhere some dispute is there. But in your Britain, I am confident that under your leadership, Ayurveda will also come in NHS. Definitely, one day will come, sir. Your dream will be fulfilled, and you will be able to include Ayurveda in NHS, because yoga, panchkarm, everything is a part of Ayurveda. When it can be regarded, our Ayurveda will also be regarded under your leadership, sir. And that is very right. Astrology, like Ayurveda, yoga, panchkarm, astrology. Sir, I was practicing. Today I am in Bhopal, but means UK. Like before 3 years, I was practicing for 35 years in Calcutta, West Bengal. On that time, everybody was CPM, Communist Party, and communist doesn't believe on God. They say everything is natural, everything is cyclic, and it is happening all automatically. So they didn't promote our Sanatan Dharma, and communism at present also don't believe in our Sanatan Dharma, no Devi Devata. And the surprise is that Barrister Jyoti Basu was the uh, Chief Minister of West Bengal. He was against Sanatan Dharma, and his wife was daily going to Shiva temple for praying. This is the family's condition at that time. At present, after Modi ji has come into the power, Bengal is also changing, continuously changing. Because according to our Sanatan Dharma, North is ruled by Lord Shiva, West was West is ruled by Lord Ganesh, east of the part of India is Shakt. Shakt means Shakti, Ma Durga. So east part of the India is means ruled by Ma Durga, and the south part of India is ruled by Swami Kartikeya, the elder son of Lord Shiva. So everything is clear in Sanatan Dharma. There is no confusion, sir. Confusion is created by these half-cooked foods. They are not knowing Hinduism. They are not knowing the essence of humanity. That's why they are creating competitiveness in all of these, where these are not competitive. They are complementary to each other, not competitive at all. Really, sir, you are doing great efforts, and your efforts will definitely be remembered for centuries, not only 1 or 2 days or year, because you are the only one what I have seen in last journey of 35 years, that you are doing something extracurricular. That doesn't mean to harm anybody, harm or defame anybody, but you are creating a unity amongst all, maybe Ayurveda, maybe Dharma, maybe Sanskrit. On that day of 17th, I was listening to saints also. Lady Guru was there. I forgotten the name. And so many Sanskrit experts you invited in Great Britain. That is a surprising and means overwhelming for us, sir. It is the pracharak. You are the dharma pracharak also. Not only health pracharak, dharma pracharak. Means you want to focus on our Sanatan Dharma, Ayurveda, naturopathy, everything. No competitiveness. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam essence is only that there should not be any competition. There should not be any dispute. Everybody must compliment everybody. Really great, sir. Really great. I'm
Thank you.
again
Thank
communicating
you.
my
Thank
gratitude.
you. Thank you, Sharma. I just want to, if I just have 2 or 3 more minutes, if you don't mind, you know.
Right,
So,
sir. Right, sir.
so for example, like when we talk about the 5 elements, you know, the whole world, the whole universe is structured on the 5 elements. You know, even West understands that, you know. And so when we look at you know, Panch Mahabhutas, you know, we look at how our word, you know, so Bha comes from Bhumi. जी? Bhumi. Ba. A, a g, ga comes from Gagan. Yeah. And then Baga, va comes from Vayu. the third element. The fourth element, Bhagava
Ah.
Agni.
Hmm.
And then na comes from near.
Hmm.
Bhagavan. So even even our Bhagwan is based on the five elements, and there is cannot be simpler explanation in Sanatan Dharma to explain to the Hindu, the Sikh, our Sanatan dharmic religions, and to Abrahamic religions, that even the name of Ishwar is based on the concept of the five elements. There can be nothing, that's the most logical statement. And then that sort of leads me to just really say one or two things. In the Old Party Parliamentary Group, Indian Traditional Sciences, if I can say that, is perhaps the only group in any parliament which is a cross-party parliamentary group from the both houses, the Houses of Lords and Houses of Commons, where MPs have come together for a united ambition, to legitimize the spiritual sciences of India. And unfortunately, even although I'm glad that, the government of India has the Ministry of Ayush, but there's no cross-party group in Indian government or even at the Indian state government level where people from different political parties can come together and think for the welfare of their citizens. Health and wealth, and everybody wants to talk about so many aspirations that politicians have. The fundamental should be the health of the nation. Yeah. And so there I encourage, that if people need some ideas, some advice, from a little humble knowledge I have, I would be willing to give that. There has to be a lot more of these groups mushrooming throughout the world where they are taking, and that is the only way, to keep government in check, say, but this is your policy, and this is what we are offering. So where is the what are you missing? We are offering you something. What is it that's missing? And thirdly and finally, the Ayurveda Center of Excellence actually has been created to to bring about a physical entity, a building where, like we in India, we have Ayush Bhavan, yeah, and you have real Bhavan, you have whatever Bhavans, so it's like a Bhavan, a center of excellence, for this integrative, healthcare medicine model. And so the idea is that people don't understand how you can, what does this mean? How can you talk about the whole body by just placing three fingers, at the radial artery? And so they think, oh well, these people, they really don't know what they're doing. So the idea really is that we have, like you very quite rightly said, the medical view, of panchakarma is being lost. Yeah. So I mean, even here, when you come down to London, then hopefully when, if you can spare me one day, I'll take you to some Ayurveda centers where they're just doing just oil massage, oil massage, oil massage. That's all, because
Hmm.
they don't know anything about Ayurveda, but they have put on the outside the shop in the biggest letters possible, Ayurveda clinic. And they're just doing oil and oil and oil and oil, and that's it. Yeah. And then some people say, oh, you don't need to know panchakarma. I've developed my own karma. I know I call this karma. You don't need panchakarma. You don't need this. So the point I'm trying to make is that, Ambassador Sharma is that the political people here and the policy making people here, we need to bring them to a clinic where they can actually be assessed, and they can be told that this is what we feel, this is what our examination process is, and this is, where the problem is in the system, and this is what we think we need to do with your body for the next 40 days, for the next 30 days, for the next 2 weeks, or whatever, and this is how we want to do it. And unless until we don't have that facility, so So the whole idea behind this was that, I was engaged with Prince Charles. This was before he became a king, and Prime Minister Modi ji when he visited the UK back in 2018. So, the All Party Parliamentary Group, Indian Traditional Sciences, encouraged the meeting, between Prince Charles, King Charles, and Prime Minister Modi. And we have a plaque which Prime Minister Modi unveiled in London to set up the Center of Excellence for, the work that we are doing. But we need funding. So, ideally, it would be no problem if two governments were to put the money in. You buy a building, for £500,000, which is not a huge amount of money, and then, it carries on doing what it has to do. But I don't see that happening. So I need to maybe one day sit down with you and to encourage, the Indian diaspora and our very our community back in India to to help us to attain this. It's a charity. It's registered as a charity. It's not a private. It's not a public limited company. And so the idea is to set this a humble little place where we can then invite, parliamentarians to come, and so they can actually understand the concept, Nanak Dukhya Sab Sansar. There is no one who does not have a problem. It doesn't matter how high the person is, how many wealth he has, or whatever. So we have to start talking about this, and it's too ridiculously expensive, to find money to pay for the parliamentarians and to go to India, whether it's Hyderabad or Bangalore or Kerala. No? It's too and there's not enough time for them to assess it. So basically, the idea about the Ayurveda Center of Excellence is that it must be an entity where we will actually, which will actually then start, offering consultations to the parliamentary community. Ideally, what would also be a solution, Ambassador Sharma ji, is that Indian government has so many embassies. Every country almost has an embassy. So would it not be really fantastic? AYUSH, Ministry of AYUSH is part of Government of India, is for the Government of India to say to the embassy in London, to the embassy in Peking, to Russia, everywhere, to say, okay, we need one cell, we need ek kamra chahiye. We need one room, and make that into an AYUSH cell. So the local community and then there is one Ayurvedic doctor sitting there who has understanding or knowledge on the whole concept of Indian traditional sciences, is very, very well versed, in yoga, in Ayurveda, in Jyotish, and everything. So they have to prepare these people and send them to, these embassies. If there are 100 people, who can be sent to an embassy, paid for by the government of India, who is, by the Indian taxpayer, and they are doing this amazing work that they are doing in London and in New York and all the capitals of the world. Why can't the government of India have one train, these Ayush ambassadors, and they come and they sit here so that the local people can go there, and Indian, diaspora can go there. The Chinese are doing this. Why India not doing that? And that will solve the problem. And it's not just one Ayurveda Center of Excellence in London. So these are all Ayurveda centers of excellence in every city, in every embassy. And would it not make a lot more sense, and for the Prime Minister Modi to really then say, "Ki, haan, this is the gift of India to the world."
Very right here.
And they don't have to they don't have to buy any, so I'm saying to you that we need to, get the Indian diaspora, we need to get Indians, to make some donations so we can actually get maybe 1 million pound together to set up, this property and then start working on this. And when there are already Indian owned properties everywhere, all these consulates are owned by government of India, and that this is the India is doing truly remarkable work by placing an Ayush ambassador, doctor, there to, promote the spiritual sciences of India.
Definitely. At present, sir, government of India has agreement with 42 countries to place Ayush chair. They have started even. Before terms and conditions was uh, at that level that nobody was agreed to go there, but Dr. E. Sharma went to Mauritius, Dr. Shantala Priyadarshini was placed in Latvia. So 4 or 5 only chairs were working. Chairs means ambassador of Ayurveda in that particular country. But unfortunately, that is not administratively powerful, number one, and that has been pledged to universities. Not in, they have relation with embassy, definitely. 3 years time period is there for one person. They have reduced it now. Recently, advertisement published where 1 year and then extension. If you want to stay in that country, okay, 1 year, minimum 1 year you pass on that country and propagate our Ayurveda there, including yoga also, definitely. So, the government has started this. Number one, but only in 42 countries of importance. Austria is there, Australia is there, UK is there, USA is there. So definitely they are starting. Number one. Number second, sir, government proceedings are very lengthy process. So I would like to request you to focus on the manufacturers. Like example I am giving you, everybody is minting money on the name of Ayurveda in India. Davar, Baidyanath, Jhandu, Sandhu, Dudapapeshwar. So many big names are there. They are spending millions of rupees in World Ayurveda Congress. Just a program that is not permanent, but your center of excellence is permanent gift from your side to the world. So we should focus on the manufacturers also, because every manufacturer is forced to have 2% of CSR budget. So corporate social responsibility budget of 2% of Dawar's 40,000 crore rupees is much more, sir. They can support us. In return, definitely they are uh, businessmen, so they will ask us to support them, to promote them in your country, definitely,
Yeah.
because they as corporate social responsibility, in my opinion, sir, that is not charity. That is charity with a aim to promote business. Charity is different thing, CSR is different thing, and every corporate has to spend 2% of their total income, which is directly excluded from their tax purpose. They don't have to pay any tax, and that is the better idea. Himalaya. In your UK, Himalaya products are available. So we must contact Dabar, Benna, Jandu, Dudpapeshwar, Himalaya to make a consortium in UK, and that consortium will donate or will support us in Center of Excellence Ayurveda. Ji
That's
sir.
very good. That's very good, and that's why Ma Durga encourage, this union of this amazing work that you're doing to bring like-minded people together. And we are very honored and privileged to bestow the Ayurveda Center of Excellence, All Party Parliamentary Group, highest, acknowledgement as an ambassador. So we are very happy that you have accepted that and you very kindly came to UK. and I hope that you will continue to be part of the Ayurveda Center of Excellence family and bring in the people and your ideas and your support, and most important of all, your blessings to the accomplishment of the work that needs to be done.
Really, really, sir, you are doing great job. This is not a job of any physician or any surgeon of Ayurveda. No. What you are doing is absolutely next to impossible, and you are doing, and I am confident, sir, you will, you are giving and you will give also great gifts to the world. And according to your efforts, you will be remembered definitely for centuries, no doubt. As Ayurveda is also Sanatan, your memories will also be Sanatan, definitely for endless years. Because nobody is thinking like that. Your thinking is the out of box. You are thinking focusedly on traditional sciences, whatever it may be. Whenever my patient was coming to Calcutta with a serious problem, chronic problem, no allopathy doctor is able to treat them. Sir, I ask for their date, time, and place of birth. Nothing else. Now softwares are there. So definitely, we can see the disturbance of planets like Panchamahuta. Ayurveda is based on Panchamahabhut. Whatever Mahabhut is less in the body, Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam, Samanyam Vriddhi Karanam, and Rasa Hetu Vishesascha. What is aggravating, please exclude that. What is not there, please include that. So, astrology is also the best way to proceed further because it doesn't have any invasive therapy. It teaches us only to focus mind on our planets, whatever 9 planets we have, 2 more, Neptune and Pluto, otherwise 9 planets we all know. So astrology should be involved, and astrology is based on our Sanatan Dharma. That is when we can reach to that Mangal and Chandrama, why can't we believe on astrology? That is absolutely a data science, calculative science, and predictive science. You are really great, sir. You are
Sir,
really great.
I had the immense privilege of having an audience with His Majesty the King some years back, before when he was a prince, and I offered him a mala, and I put this on him, and he said, "Oh, that's very good." And he said that, what is this made from, and what is this? So I said, this is a Sikh mala, and it's made from pure wool. And then he said, "Why? How many beads does it?" I said, I said, then I explained, and then I said that there are 9 planets, and we have 12 calendar months. And he said, yes. And 12 times 9 is 108. And this is based on the philosophy of Sanatan Dharma, and it is our science, which we normally call a science of light, which is
Right.
Jyotish.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he was very much interested because he is very much interested in Ayurveda. He is very much interested in yoga. He's very much interested in Jyotish. He's very much interested in Vastu. King King Charles is much ahead of his time. He knows so much, he has so much information, and he wants to know so much information. And this is why it's absolutely imperative that the whole platform of the all-party parliamentary group on Indian traditional sciences is based on Ayurveda, yoga, Unani, Siddha, Jyotish, Vastu, Sangeetam, on the whole paradigm of all the healing systems, and all and so therefore it is now is the time really to crystallize this, because you know we there are it's a very rare opportunity, to do this work on the planet. And I'm very blessed, that I have this opportunity to do something, to offer this. Really, I see this as my seva, for the universe. We also have to make a pledge to the universe in its development. Universe is developing, it's growing every day. And what contribution हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? What contribution can we make to the advancement and the development of the universe? Or are we
राइट,
just going to be a liability? If we want to be a liability, then you can open a shop and sell what you want to sell, and that's it, finish. If you want to be an asset, then you have to then do something and leave a legacy for the universe and say, yes, this is a work that the work we are doing, Ambassador Sharma ji, is for Sanatan Dharma. End of story. And so I want to, on that note, I think, I have taken so much of your very valuable time, and I'm wishing you a very pleasant stay, up in Scotland at the moment. And I'm looking forward to seeing you when you come back to London, and then we can spend some time together. And so I just want to say that, Bharat Mata ki jai and Sanatan Dharma ki jai.
जय हो, जय हो। मैं तो आपकी जय बोलता हूँ कि आप इसी ऊर्जा से लगे रहे और आप लोगों को कुछ देते रहे। लेने का तो काम ही नहीं है सर यहाँ आपके पास, आप दे रहे हैं लोगों को। और लोगों को ऋणी होना चाहिए, उपकृत होना चाहिए कि कोई एक तो है गार्जियन की तरह सोच रहा है। वेरी सिंपल, इससे ज्यादा कुछ कहने की शब्द ही नहीं है सर। एक गार्जियन अपने बच्चों के लिए जैसे सोचता है, वैसे आप इतनी पैथियों के लिए सोच रहे हैं। ओ बाप रे बाप, ये और गार्जियन का इससे बड़ा क्या फर्ज होता है। आप सब पैथियों को एक करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। गजब गजब सर, गजब। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको सम्मान देने के लिए मुझे। मैं इस लायक हूं कि नहीं है आप डिसाइड करें, लेकिन हम लोग बैठ के एक जरूर प्लान करें कि हम इंडस्ट्री से सपोर्ट लेंगे सीएसआर में। और सीएसआर में देखे वो कोई हम पे एहसान नहीं कर रहे, उस 2% पे टैक्स बच रहा है उनका, तो उनको भी बहुत फायदा है। उनका नाम ब्रिटेन में होगा, और आपका अपना आयुर्वेद सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस विल फ्लरिश, बहुत डेवलप होगा, प्रोग्रेस करेगा, और आपका सपना साकार होगा।
Thank you,
बहुत
sir.
बहुत आभार सर, बहुत बहुत आभार। आपने मतलब उस दिन देख के मैं मेस्मराइज्ड था कि यूके में एक बाहर का आदमी आके, और यहाँ के लोकल लोग भी तो है ना सर, जो यहीं बर्थ लिए हैं, यहीं पैदा हुए हैं, यहीं कमाए। मैं 5 पीढ़ियों से आयुर्वेद में हूँ सर। Grandfather was Rajvedya and Raj Jyotishi of Scindia family. So when I selected in medical, PMT was there, first choice medical, second choice Ayurved. He just abused me कि तुम्हारे 5 पीढ़ियां आयुर्वेद में गई हैं, तुम क्यों एलोपैथी में जाएगा। नंबर एक। नंबर दूसरी बात, माय फादर वाज डायरेक्टर ऑफ एमपी, डायरेक्टर आयुर्वेद। ही वाज प्रिंसिपल ऑफ आयुर्वेद कॉलेज, 5 आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेजेस, एंड देन जॉइंट डायरेक्टर, देन डायरेक्टर। माय मदर वाज सुपरिटेंडेंट of Ayurvedic college. My daughter is studying in BMS. Internship she is doing from Sri Sri Ravi Shankar's college, Sri Sri College of Ayurveda. So I am a strong believer of Sanatan Dharma. I am a strong promoter of Sanatan Dharma, and I would like to be happy and feel means grateful to you that if I can contribute like a squirrel in Ram Setu. आप जो राम सेतु बनाना चाहते हैं, एक गिलहरी से पूछा गया कि भाई तू क्या हेल्प करेगी इसमें, तो गिलहरी ने बोला मैं एक रेत का दाना तो डालूंगी वहां, मेरे सामर्थ्य जितनी है वहां रेत का दाना जरूर डलेगा और राम सेतु जरूर बनेगा। ये मेरा विश्वास है सर, ये मेरा विश्वास
Okay, so it will still, Ambassador Sharma ji, it will still be Lord Kalki, it will still be Bhagwan Kalki who will save humanity. It will, and
है।
it is only through Sanatan Dharam. There is no other institution. There is nothing else that can save, for us from, where the whole institution is being driven in this age of Kali Yuga. And it's only Sanatan Dharam, final avatar, that's going to bring this the whole thing back into life, not only for Hindus but for the entire universe.
बिल्कुल ठीक
That
कहा,
is our
बिल्कुल.
thinking. We are thinking universally. We're thinking for everything, for
हम्म,
everybody, not for one religion, not for one group of people, because this Sanatan Dharam is the law of universe.
जी.
Finish.
थैंक
So
यू, थैंक यू.
I await to receive you, welcome you back to London next week.
जी सर, जी सर, मैं आपसे
Thank you.
टाइम करके आऊंगा.
Okay.
और आप जैसा चाहेंगे मैं आऊंगा आपके पास.
Thank you.
और मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, अनबिलीवेबल, अनबिलीवेबल, ड्यू टू माँ दुर्गा वो शक्ति ऑन यू, योर ब्लेसिंग्स really are miraculous, that I have received lost mobile phone which is unbelievable in this world from parliament. Great sir, great. Again great. Thank you very much sir. Yeah, जय हो, जय हो. Yes. अरे great sir, great sir. Unbelievable sir. In life I have lost 3 mobiles. This is unbelievable that in different country, due to your gracious presence and blessings and coordination, follow up, everything, I have received this. Really great. Thank you. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you, sir. God will fulfill your all dreams, sir. Go ahead. We are with you, sir. And we are definitely, we will talk about the plan to have support from the industry in their business manner, business model, because they will not give anything in charity. I was part of industry and I retired as vice president of Imami Jhandu. Just after having my MD completed, I joined in Calcutta in Himani, and then on 70 crores company. And now that is 20,000 crores company, Imami and Jandu. So we can have some support from Davar, Bedna, Jandu. I am vice president of Ayurvedic Drug Manufacturer Association of India, sir. So I can
Okay.
support there. I know them very well. I was member of State Medicinal Plant Board. So all 180 manufacturers from Calcutta and approximately 6-7,000 manufacturers from India I know well. So definitely we will plan it out and we will take support from them. So nice of
We
you.
with your blessings, we will raise the flag so high of Sanatan Dharma in London.
जय हो, जय हो, जय हो. कभी आप लेक्चर रखिए सर. जो तेज सनातन धर्म वो ग्रैंडफादर ने मार मार के सिखाया था, वो जिंदगी भर काम आ रहा है. और इस वेबिनार ने जो सिखाया सर, आपके आशीर्वाद से 6,000 स्पीकर्स का पूल है मेरे पास इन 5 सालों की जर्नी में. और विश्वास मानिए सर, आपके बाहे गुरु की से प्रार्थना करता हूं, माँ दुर्गा और शिव से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि हे भगवान, अगला जन्म भी आयुर्वेद में देना, नहीं तो ये बुढ़ापे का ज्ञान बेकार चला जाएगा.
बिल्कुल
ये
बिल्कुल.
बुढ़ापे में ज्ञान पा रहा हूं सर मैं एज ए स्टूडेंट.
नहीं ऐसे जी, ऐसे है कि भी जरूरी तुसी जन्म में इस दुनिया ते लेना हैगा कि यू विल गो टू द नेक्स्ट ब्रह्मलोक और समथिंग लाइक दैट. देन भगवान कहेगा कि एम्बेसडर शर्मा जी की हमको अब यहाँ जरूरत है, वी नीड हिम इन ब्रह्मलोक.
ही द बेस्ट HR डायरेक्टर सर. ह्यूमन रिसोर्स को कहाँ फिट करना है, वो HR डायरेक्टर है अपना भगवान सर.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very
अच्छा
much
जी.
sir. So nice of you. On this auspicious day, you have given so much valuable time. We are really grateful to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good
हरिओम.
day, sir. Have a good day, sir. Hari Om. Hari Om. I start with Hari Om, sir.